Okay, so we'll get underway. So this is the second presentation of the rider safety brief for the Adelaide Epic, which is this coming Friday. And this will take approximately 20 minutes, and you're welcome at the end to ask your questions. We'll cover an event update, where the ride starts, where the ride finishes, general safety and wellbeing, recommendations, the aid station location and the transport, followed by Q&A at the end in the chat. So, event update, our number of entries are down on what we were hoping to achieve this year, which is a bit disappointing. Some of the feedback is that whilst the course, some are saying is better than last year, it's the finish perhaps in Nan being around 50 kilometres for many people to return to the city. So we understand that that's been a deterrent, and it's a shame. We've also taken a lot of the feedback that we received in the 2025 ride, and we've embodied that into the 2026 ride. So we're hoping that you'll see some of your comments and suggestions delivered, particularly around the aid stations and the recovery at the finish. Course assessments. Courses have all been assessed twice up until this point. Come Monday, Tuesday, we'll be out on all parts of the course doing our final risk assessment, and we also have obviously the Pro Tour team supporting the course from all the local councils. So we don't expect to have any problems by the time we roll out on Friday morning. The finish will be in the Nan Oval, I beg your pardon. And look, it's a little bit further afield to the finish line than we would like, but there's no other location in Nan for a gathering of our size. However, as you'll see and we'll talk, the Nan committee for AFL tennis and cricket have just been unbelievably fantastic and super welcoming, which is great. We're also operating from the Nan Oval, all the buses and the transport coordination to get you home. So just a quick overview for the ride itself. For those who are doing the long course, that's 136 kilometres. We'll start at Henley Beach. For the mid-distance, that's 116 kilometre start, and that will be at Flagstaff Hill at the Community and Sports Centre, not at the school. And the third start for the shorter distance, 63 kilometres, will be from Meadows Hall. All rides finish in Nan. There are 3 aid stations on course, which we'll go through in a moment. There are all aid stations carry medical and toilets. Event morning. So for those who perhaps haven't done this type of event before, it's super important that you prepare yourself the night before. We'll go through in a moment a little list of things that you should do and where you should affix your number that will be in your check-in pack. And we're also urging you to plan ahead for your parking if you're driving to the start sites, because you will not be able to start clearly on the course. So the bike plate, the number that comes in your check-in kit, sits across the front handlebar. 2 cable ties are provided. For the top, obviously rotate the cable ties so they're pointing down or cut them off. And then there's 2 holes at the bottom of the plate that you can put a cable tie through to pull the plate back to the bar, to your stem. Now, this is essential. It sits on the front of the bike. It's being used. It has some communication equipment in the back of it that our roadside technology will read this plate. It can only read the plate if it's on the front of the bike, not on your body. And what we're reading there is your number and your location around the course, because we have a number of remote timing points, so we can track your progress and we can find you if we need to. Henley Beach, fairly hectic part of town normally when the surf's up and when people are there enjoying themselves. Henley Beach, there's no parking in the immediate proximity to the course. There's opportunity for you to park in the side roads away from the course. Please don't park in residents' driveways. We had a few people who did that last year, and of course there's quite a lot of grief. The assembly area is between North Street and it's along Seaview Street. The toilets are in the car park. Our tent will also be in that car park, where if you haven't for some reason been able to pick up your jersey and your bib, you're able to come and do that on the morning of. We'll also be taking bag collection from that location. The rider order will be the fastest riders to the front, over 30 kilometres an hour average pace, so that they get away first. And then we'll have the mid-range and perhaps the slower riders last. We'll all roll out as one group. We'll be escorted by police all the way through until we reach Military Road. Start time commences once you go under the arch. Now, the first 15 kilometres from Henley Beach, there's two parts. The first part is along the coast. Police will be allowing us to roll along in both lanes. They'll be securing both lanes so we can get moving a bit quicker. The average speed will be slowed right the way down on the front. We don't want the fast riders jumping ahead. So we want everybody to roll from the coast down onto Military Road as one group where possible. But again, be very conscious of any traffic that or any vehicles that may pop up out of a home or a house or a property, and try to enter the riding peloton. Jumping ahead now to Flagstaff Hill. Flagstaff Hill, the second start location. Again, please don't park on Black Road. It's narrow enough as it is. Don't park in residents' driveways, please. And the assembly is near the Oval. This start area, there'll be toilets as mentioned. There'll be last minute check-in for those doing the 116 who haven't had time to collect their bib or their jersey. And you're welcome to turn up there, and parking, there is some parking available in that facility, definitely. And seating, so basically the fastest riders will be at the front, and the slower riders will follow thereafter. The start time for your ride commences once you go through the arch. The Meadows parking, there's quite a lot of parking available around the Meadows Hall. Again, please don't park on Mawson's Road, but in particular, please do not park at the back of the local shops. They've already had a word to us about that. And if you can't fit your vehicle in around the hall across the road on Expedition Road, there is some parking down there as well. Now, the Meadows start, it'll commence same as the other two starts. We'll see the riders from fastest at the front to slowest at the back. Then they'll roll out, and times commences when you go through the start line. Ride finish, as mentioned, we're at the Nan Oval, and we'll just quickly go through the final 3 kilometre approach and talk about buses. So the final 3 kilometres, some parts of this road will be very hectic, particularly the closer we get towards Nan. There are a number of hazard points on the course here in the final 3 kilometres. They're all tagged 1 to 10. These are evident in the guide that we've circulated. First one is please be very cautious riding over the motorway. The second one is there's quite a bit of undulating roadway about 2 kilometres out. There is a right-hand turn at point 4 that you need to take. Again, use extreme caution and watch for traffic. 5, at Edinburgh Street on your left, just be aware of any cars coming out of there, because it's not just us in the area by the time you finish. It's a lot of public, spectators, tourists who start to arrive at Nan, and we just need everybody to be very aware of local traffic. Item 6, very important, is that there is a live train line that we have to cross. Traffic control will stop you if the train is coming. Please, please do not cut through the traffic controller. You must stop. These are big trains and they're going to take a while to pass through. So, yeah, be very cautious. Item 7, there's a North Canberra chicane after the train line where you have to turn left, and you do not have a right of way, so please be cautious with that. There'll be a traffic controller there to assist you. Once you cross over the finish line, you need to de-accelerate. We'll do the U-turn, and then you're heading back towards the Nan Oval. Just be cautious all the way through the back of the shops there, and the golf club. There's a lot of traffic likely to be moving around in the earlier part of the day. Nan Oval, as mentioned, fantastic group of locals helping us put together a venue for the finish of the Adelaide Epic. Just quickly talking about what will be available to you. There will be a live screen from the Centos Tour Down Under for broadcast, so you can sit there under the umbrellas or on the tiered seating. We'll have coffee, we'll have food vendors. The canteen and the bar and the clubhouse will be available to us as well. Bag collection will be at the end. Sorry, I didn't mention earlier, all the starts will take your bags, as long as you put a number on them, and your bags will be taken to that position as shown on the map. Medical will be available there. When you come through, you'll come down a hill, come down slowly, where the pink arrows are, and then we've got bike racking down the bottom, so you'll be able to rack your bike there, come across, do a quick recovery, find your way towards the clubhouse. We're providing a number of food items, so the recovery is the standard hydrolyte, for example, water, watermelon, etc., snakes. So that's just something quick and easy for you. Then if you go towards the canteen, depending on the time of day, there's 3 types of foods being prepared. A sausage on bread for the very early finishes. Then a bit later in the morning, if you wish, we have a sandwich available as well. And then a bit more around brunch time, we're doing gyros rolls as well. And we'll also be providing you with a voucher that you can use to sample one of the local beers that are coming from the local craft brewery. Now, this is also the location on the right-hand side towards the tennis block. That's where all the buses will be assembling, and that's also down there where you can park your car if you've got to come and pick somebody up. Now, there are 3 primary toilet blocks. First one's in the tennis centre on the right of the screen. In the middle, in the change rooms, there is a shower and toilet block, and there are obviously toilets within the clubhouse itself, and there are some portaloos there as well. It's very important that you allow a little bit of extra time for the buses. So the buses will start loading bikes way before they roll out. So if you wanted to perhaps come and submit your bike for wrapping with the blankets before it goes into the bus, then that's fine. And then that way, all you have to do is jump on the bus and we'll push off. We're a little bit nervous as the day progresses with local tourists and local traffic into Nan. So we'll start at the bus service on time, but we may run into a lot of traffic congestion getting out of Nan until we can get out. So just be aware, if somebody's meeting you at the other end, please allow a good extra half an hour, 40 minutes in case we run into traffic delays. As mentioned, the bus, we've added more buses. I think that was done on Thursday. We've added more seats. We've had to shuffle one bus around because it's possibly now likely to end up closer to the head of the pro race, and we don't want you sitting on the side of the road whilst it'd be good to watch the race go past. So we've moved that time schedule, which has all been communicated. That information is available on the website. There are still spots if you're looking to grab a ride home. Very important that you present your bike, as mentioned, not only early, but with enough time and assistance to wrap it in a blanket so we can stack it appropriately into either a bike hanger on the back of a ute, a trailer behind a bus, or the trucks that will be driving down the hill carrying bikes. If you choose to ride home, we have a preferred route. Obviously, you can't ride back under the finish line, but once you clear Nan, we're urging you to head towards Crafers and please go down the bike path. Keep off the course of the pro race and do not get on the highway, freeway. That will cause a lot of grief. And don't ride up on the freeway, please. Staying safe, again, this is an open road riding event. What to bring for those who perhaps haven't packed for something like this before: a tube, obviously a small pump on your bike, or a gas cylinder so you can inflate the tube, obviously levers if you require them to get your tyre off your rim. Then you need to carry a couple of bars. Bananas are perfect. Carry a mixture for recovery if you like that. Definitely carry water. It's mandatory that you come with one bottle. You cannot start the ride with anything less. We also urge you, if you've got a rear tail light, that you can have that on flashing early in the morning. Again, mentioning that as a rider, you do not have right of way. The laws of the road apply all the way. There are also sections where you're going to be riding without the right of way, but you need to protect and perhaps do a right-hand manoeuvre, which we'll talk about in a moment. Centos 2 Down Under, the pro race, is coming in behind us. And as mentioned, we need to be prepared that if you're a slow rider, we'll come back and find you. We won't leave you out there. But if you're a slow rider and perhaps you're going to get caught in the front of the parade or in front of police, we'll approach you and discuss with you what your options are. It's very important you know your emergency procedures, which we'll go through in a moment now also. So you must follow the road rules from South Australia, as mentioned. Keep left to the carriageway at all times. Last year, we saw a number of people who just, for some foolish reason, thought it was fine to follow the centre line. Extremely dangerous. Please stay on the left. We've mentioned all the things for you to pack the night prior. Can I also ask that you look to the tech guide, that you download the Emergency Plus app onto your mobile phone and put it on your home screen for this event. This app is a really cool device. You can click the button twice, I believe, and then it will connect you to a help operator. It will also transmit your GPS location. So often on a long bush road, it's very hard for you to describe exactly your location, but this will be automatically sent on to the help operator. We also urge that you save the event hotline into your mobile phone. So if you want to just discuss anything with us during the ride, ask for help, etc., you can just call us directly, and our event operations command people will take that call. We're also based within the Police Operations Command Centre in case we need to work with SAS, the ambulance service, or perhaps the police service. Riding with a group. Groups aren't allowed on the road, so I guess in this sense the group is two abreast, but obviously there often will be toe-to-tail riders riding along, which is fine. It's very important that you allow force field, we'll call it. That is a space in front of you and a space behind you. Try for 2 meters. Don't squeeze up. Look up. Keep your eyes ahead. Don't look down at the ground. Don't look at your front wheel. See the corners. Anticipate the course in your mind. Descents. Excuse me, keep left when descending. Don't take the best racing line. Don't cut the corner. Don't cross double lines. Don't do something silly where somebody may be coming at you head on. And, you know, allow at least 20 meters for stopping. There are 1 or 2 very fast descents coming down the corners. Half-wheeling is very dangerous in a group ride. Half-wheeling is where the riders sitting beside each other or riding beside each other do not align their handlebars and do not align their shoulders. When that happens, a lot of people have accidents. So when you're side by side with somebody rolling along, line up your handlebars, line up your shoulders. Doesn't matter your physical size. Don't half wheel, please. When you need to make a change of direction or you need to overtake, the best thing is your voice. Hand signals are excellent, but your voice is best. So you're not allowed to ride in this ride with anything in your ear for music, but please shout and wait for acknowledgement of the party ahead of you or to the side of you before you manoeuvre. It's important you know the course. Make certain, as already mentioned, you pack and prepare for the ride the day prior. Now, when riding with the right-of-way at an intersection, such as this one here, riders coming along, vehicles on the left, keep your head up, keep your line, stay to the left, and just anticipate that car doing something that you don't want them to do. So be very risk-adverse. If the course is turning, please use your hand signal so the other users can understand your intent. Riding without the right of way. So, for example, coming up to a T intersection, police will be in attendance for all right-hand turns. So will traffic control, and they will try and assist you across safely. If it's a left-hand turn, police or a traffic controller are likely to be in attendance, but again, mainly to alert the local traffic. You still must give way at a T intersection or a merge position from a minor road to a major road. And common sense applies. Don't overtake another rider through an intersection, please. When we come to a roundabout, we've installed traffic controllers. They're not there for the vehicles, they're there for you. The traffic controller is going to ask you to slow, particularly if you have vehicles on that roundabout, and we need to slow you so as you brake and enter the flow of the traffic in a manner that ensures that you'll be safe. Do not queue more than 2 abreast if you're asked to hold coming in case you have vehicles do silly things trying to come around you. Again, use your hand signals on the roundabout, please. Look ahead and anticipate a safe line to ride. If the Centos Tour Down Under Pro race happens to catch you, it did happen last year, but only where we had to cross the same road that they were travelling on. Firstly, they have the right of way, I guess we'd have to say that. What we'd urge you to do is stop, dismount, talk to us, get off the bitumen completely. That convoy, that envelope, that caravan of the pro race uses every inch of the bitumen, and they won't see you probably, so get completely off the bitumen for your own safety. You'll be able to resume your ride once the entire envelope in the caravan has passed by, and sometimes in certain sections, if the pro race is broken apart, you could be sitting there for up to 30 minutes waiting for it to pass by. We will find you and we will know where you are, and we will come back and support you if we're worried that the pro race is coming in close and we have unaccounted riders. So we will turn all our resources back out on the course to come and find you and talk to you individually. Evacuation, this was a fairly serious issue, still could be, but the weather forecast suggests that we won't have that extreme heat window that was looking to descend upon us on the Friday. But for your information, there are 8 bushfire retreats as pre-approved with fire and police. These are the areas that you will be asked to go to in the event there is a threat. You will not be allowed to continue to ride back home or do a UE. We will force you into these safe havens, and then we will commence reconciling, identifying who you are, your numbers, report that back to police until we can account for everybody. If for some reason, and it won't happen, we're there for a while, we'll bring food, drink and water to you, and then obviously the entire event is under the control of South Australian Police. As mentioned, the aid stations are at Fingerboard Corner, Meadows and Flaxley, and they are also spaces where you can stop if there is an emergency. Other safety issues, first rider approaching an accident on course with another rider or perhaps a member of public. If it's an emergency, please dial 000 immediately. The arrangements with the emergency services are that the 000 will be received at the Police Operations Call Centre, and then we will know what's going on through that channel of comms. You can then also ask a fellow rider to dial the 08, which is our event hotline. If it's not an emergency, it's just perhaps you've run out of tubes, or you're feeling dehydrated or feeling unwell, or you just need some guidance, have no hesitation at any time to call the 08 7523 9864 number. We're there to assist you at any stage. On the course, you have, I think, 4 motorbikes who will go forward 20 kilometres, back 10 kilometres, go forward 20 kilometres. You have 3 ambulances that have been booked and dedicated to this particular event. You have a medical officer at every aid station. We have 2 SAG buses at the back. We also have 5 vehicles floating in zones who can assist you with a bottle of water or a tube, and who'll go and their zones are approximately 30 kilometres long, and they'll float in their zones. Then you also have 2 safety floating supervisors over the entire course. So out on the road, there are a lot of mobile assets who will be going in both directions to account for all our riders. Aid stations, you'll find in the guide, we've broken down exactly what the products are, and we know a lot of you were asking that. Thank you. There'll be lolly and snakes and hydrolyte, Pepsi and bananas, for example, at fingerboard. So we've listed all those things specifically, and we will not run out. So we've bought heaps of product so that there'll be heaps there for you when you get to those aid stations. Q&A. Nicola, do we have any questions?
We do, yes. How far from the oval to the Tour Down Under race finish in Nairn?
To the street itself, I think is about 650 metres. To the finish line itself, it's at least another 200 metres, maybe 250 up the street. I haven't measured it. But if you're going from the oval, you could walk there, definitely. It's over the hill and down, but probably it'd be easier just to jump on the footpath. There's a footpath paved. You can just roll your bike along the footpath downtown if you wish, or allow an extra 10 minutes and walk into town.
Thank you. The second rider number is a sticker. Does it go on the bike or on the helmet?
No. Helmet, yeah. So the small number, the number goes on the front of the bike on the handlebars, beg your pardon. Sorry, Nick, you did ask me that before. If it's the tiny sticker, not the number, it goes on your helmet, please.
Tim, yes, there is a bag drop off at Flagstaff Hill start. You just need to drop your bag at the start line. That'll be taken to Nairn. Mike, is it compulsory that they have a tail light and a headlight for the 136 kilometre start?
No, it is not compulsory, because by the time we roll out, dawn and early light will be present. However, we're asking you please to take a tail light if you've got one. The headlight we're not too worried about. It's a tail light so the rider behind you doesn't run up your bottom and concentrates a little bit. And it's also good for public to see a lot of flashing, to be honest. So not mandatory, but we'd urge you to, certainly if you've got a tail light, put one on your bike.
If someone has to retire but can reach an aid station, is there transportation available to Nairn or Adelaide?
Yeah, definitely. So we won't leave anybody on course. So our assets, our vehicle assets, will follow the last rider always. So as we work our way along the course and we come to an aid station and just say somebody's having a bad day or been unwell the week prior and wants to pull out, the worst case is that you would be put into the SAG bus. If you pulled out much early in the day, the utes that are moving along in the zone actually manage the aid stations as well. So they could pick you up and move you further along in the course to either take you to the bus depot at the Nairn Oval. At that point, we wouldn't be in a position to take you back into Adelaide, but we could put you on one of the early buses that's going back downtown if need be.
Perfect. That's all we have in the chat for now, Mike. So we might give it another 2 minutes if anyone else would like to write in the chat, or if not, maybe just pop your hand up. That ends the formal presentation for tonight as well. So anyone who'd like to hang up, feel free to do so. We'll have the recording come out as an SMS shortly. Does the sticker go on the front or the rear of the helmet, Mike? It's the front, isn't it?
Preferably the front, but it depends on the shape of your helmet. If you've got a helmet with holes, don't put the sticker in the hole because it'll come off. So some helmets, like the photo we're seeing there, there's probably not a lot of room on the front, but down the side. That the sticker is actually so that if the rider gets knocked unconscious and gets separated from their push bike, we can identify the rider by the number on the helmet. So that's why the sticker goes on the helmet on the head of the rider.